Hi, this is Ann with Graphic Design How To, and today I'm going to show you all the ways that I personally know to use the up and down arrows in Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to go from the least well-known, as far as I know, to the most well-known that kind of everybody knows. All right, let's get started. The first way I want to show you is with the live corner widgets. This is something I just learned myself recently. So I'm talking about this little widget. When I click and drag this to get around corner, I can use my up and down arrows to change the type of corner. Check that out. There are 3 different types of corner: round corner, chamfer corner, and reverse round. So that's the first way you can use your up and down arrows. Second is with shape creation. Now it doesn't do anything on the rectangle, but it does do something on the rounded rectangle tool. So I'm going to click and drag. Before releasing, I can use my up and down arrows to decrease the corner radius or increase it. So that is something that's pretty cool. The next shape is the polygon tool, and I'll just get a different color here. As I click and drag this one, I can use my up arrow to increase the number of sides, or my down arrow to decrease it. And then same thing with the star. I'll click and drag, and then I'll click the up arrow to increase the number of points on my star, and down arrow to decrease, of course. You can also hold the Option or Alt key to give it a different shape. And then finally, you can use it with the flare tool. I'll click and drag, and then you can increase or decrease the number of rays in your flare. Although, to be honest, I have never found a use for this tool in any of my work. Who actually uses this tool? Nobody that I know of. If you do, please leave a comment because I've never figured out a decent use for it. This is something I would do in Photoshop. Now I'll just delete all this. And then the third way to use the up and down arrows are with the line tools. First is the arc tool. I'll click and drag, and if I use my up arrow, it'll increase that arc. The down arrow will decrease it. Spiral tool. If we use the up arrow, it adds more spiral segments. And if we use the down arrow, it'll decrease the segments. Also under the line tools is the rectangular grid tool. This is also something I recently learned. You can click and drag, and then your up and down arrows increase the number of rows, and your right and left arrows increase or decrease the number of columns. The same is the case with the polar grid tool. While still clicking and dragging, you can use the up and down arrows to add concentric dividers, and you can use your right and left arrows to add or decrease radial dividers. And of course, your shift key will make it a perfect circle. Okay, I'll delete all that. And the fourth way to use your up and down arrows is one that you probably already know, and that's to increase the numeric input. Let's say I've drawn a square. We'll just make this green. I'll come up to my transform and I want to make it a lot bigger. I can click in my width and then use my up arrows. I've got my proportions locked, but normally this would only change the width. You can also hold shift and make it even bigger by using your up and down arrows in any numeric field. So we could come over here and do the same thing. This is moving it along the x-axis. This also works with text. Let me just make this a little bigger. We can get into any of these fields and use our up or down arrows. If I just tap my up and down arrows, I go by point, but if I hold shift, I go by 10 points at a time. Now along those same lines is using it with type. So I'm just going to draw an area type box, which automatically fills in with lorem ipsum, and then I'll hold Option and the up and down arrow to increase or decrease the leading. You can also hold Option and the left or right arrow to increase or decrease the tracking. And then, of course, the final way to use your up and down arrows is to just move an object. So your object needs to be selected, and then you can use your down arrow to slowly move it down, hold shift, and use your down arrow to move it faster. And of course, your up arrow to move it back up. And by the way, if this isn't moving fast enough for you, even with shift held, hit Command K or Control K and change this keyboard increment to something a little bit bigger or smaller if you need that. And now it moves a lot more. So those are all the ways that I know to use the up and down arrows as modifiers in Illustrator. Let me know in the comments if I forgot any. Alright, I hope this video is helpful for you. If you liked it and you want to see more videos like this, just click on the subscribe button and the little bell next to it and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!